Hey, what's up? It's Aaron here, and I want to share with you my thoughts on coronavirus in this video. And I'm also going to share some tips and strategies we can implement as a collective to improve our situation. Now, this has been a long time coming for me to voice my opinion on what I think about the situation, because I don't actually see many people who I actually respect in the business world talking about what they think about the situation. Like, as a leader, someone who is helping people improve their health, my clients actually told me they want to hear about what I think about the situation, because they see me just, carrying about my life as normal here in Indonesia. And so I want to share with you what I think about this, being someone in the health industry, and I want to just educate you on what I think about this without going into the details of virology, because I'm not a virologist, and without going into the conspiracy theories. Okay, so first of all, I think that this whole issue of coronavirus, obviously preface this with saying that obviously people are dying, and maybe you're watching this and maybe you know someone who's died of coronavirus. Okay, and my condolences for that, because of course no one likes to see anyone dying. Dying is obviously not what we want to happen, but it's inevitability of life. I'm going to die at some point. You're going to die at some point. Everyone that you've ever known is going to die at some point. Now, having said that, of course we don't want people to die prematurely, but there's a lot of variables here when it comes to being in fear. Okay, and that's really what it is. Now, where do I start with this? When I was in England, I was there for 2 months, the start of this year. Okay, well, mid-January to mid-February, mid-March. Okay, and then once this whole corona hit the fan, I would go to the supermarket and all the shelves would be empty. Like most of the food was gone. Okay, all the rice, all the pasta. There was some meat, like a lot of vegetables were gone. But what I'm saying is, people were just in fear. Like there was no toilet roll. Like people were just copying each other. Most people are sheep, right? And how do you control the collective? Like how do you control the masses? You control them by instilling fear into them and then getting them to do what you want. That's how you do it. So what I'm perceiving of this corona situation is just people are just literally shitting themselves. That's probably why they're buying so many toilet paper. But people are literally just shitting themselves. And I'm not going to lie, I was, kind of concerned when I went to the supermarket and I saw all the shelves were clean. I was like, holy crap, I've never seen this ever in my life. Like, this is crazy, right? And I was, listening to all the stuff people were sending me about corona, and, it was consuming me. And I was going down the rabbit hole, studying this, studying that conspiracy, sharing it as well. That was the worst thing. I was sharing all this stuff. And, it is, I think, important to be aware of what's going on. Absolutely. But you don't need to keep going down the rabbit hole, because ultimately, what is the point in that, right? Like, how is that going to help you? All you need to know is this. What I know and what I definitely embody is you don't need to be worried about it, right? Because all you focus on is what you can control. And that's what I teach my clients. I'm saying, look, you just focus on what you can control, okay? If you focus on living a healthy lifestyle, you have healthy habits that already boost your immune system without even worrying about this thing. Like, you don't eat a lot of sugar, you don't eat a lot of processed food, you don't smoke a lot, you don't drink a lot of alcohol, okay? You don't just sit on your ass and watch Netflix all day and, wish that a vaccine is going to save your life when you have shitty health habits. Like, you don't do all those things. So if you're actually living a healthy lifestyle, you don't have anything to worry about, right? And people say, yeah, but that person was healthy and they got coronavirus. Well, yeah, look, the best thing that we can do right now is prepare for the worst, okay? When you prepare for the worst, you're covered, right? It's all the people that are not prepared who are freaking out. So if you're prepared, and when I say prepared, I mean, like I just said, healthy lifestyle. If you're, making sure you're putting the right food in your body, you're getting enough sleep, you're de-stressing your life, you're not putting all this garbage news, right? All the fake news and everything, putting it in your head. You're not sharing all this negativity with your friends. If you're not participating in all of that, you're going to be just fine, all right? And now it's just time to focus on solutions rather than fear, All right, like there's a choice you can make of what are you focusing on? Are you focusing on what you have, or are you focusing on what's missing? Like what's missing is always going to create that gap. And that's what I did for so long. Like I realize in my life now, most of us focus on what's missing. Oh, I don't have enough time. I don't have enough money. I don't have enough, I'm not lean enough. I don't have enough, whatever you don't have enough of. We focus on what's missing all the time. And what does that do? It creates anxiety. It creates stress, right? Because we're just worried about shit all the time, right? We're just worried. And we're living in a state of constant fear. So what I decided to do when I was in England is I was planning to come back to Indonesia anyway. And so I decided to, book my flight. But I booked it for, I think it was March 22nd. But on March the 20th, before that, Indonesia announced on March 18th that they're going to be closing their borders on March the 20th for a month. And I was texting all my friends, and one of my friends here, he said, it's not just going to be a month, it's going to be longer than that. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. Like no one knows when this is going to be over. I mean, it's already been a long time already, right? And so I thought, damn, I'm going to book my flight. So I booked my flight for the March the 20th. I arrived in Indonesia 2 hours before the border closed, okay? And the reason why I left England to go to Indonesia, back to Bali, was because I knew I needed to have a clear head, okay? The environment that you're in is going to affect how you think, whether you like it or not, because the subconscious mind picks up 95% of everything that goes around you. So whatever you see, whatever you hear, that's going into your brain, whether you like it or not. The negativity, that's going in there, whether you like it or not. If you're in a house and people have got the news on TV and you're trying not to listen to it, that's going into your brain, whether you like it or not. Okay, so one of my earliest mentors, Tony Robbins, he said, stand guard at the gates, at the door of your mind, because you cannot be letting all this crap in, garbage out, all right? It's the same thing with food, garbage in, garbage out. And there's twofold. It's mental health, right? Because emotional mental health affects the effectiveness of the immune system, okay? Your ability to fight off the antigens, okay? Because if you have a head full of fear, and you're allowing the media to influence your decision making, which is all the successful people that I know, they have a zero tolerance for that stuff, right? Like if you're allowing the media to dictate what you can do, then you are a follower and you're not a leader, okay? And that's a binary choice that you get to make with life, okay? You're either producing or you're consuming, okay? And people that watch the news all day and talk with their friends about how, oh, it's so bad and it's so negative. Oh, it's terrible. Yeah, it's really bad. Like, what's that going to do to your health? You're going to start fearing everything, and you're going to start, just being in fear all the time. Like, I have zero tolerance for negativity, like zero. Like, that's why I run a business the way I do, because it's all about attracting the right people into your life. Because if you're living in fear, are you really going to create the life that you want? You're not, are you? And I've been there. Like, I'm not saying this from a place of I'm better and I'm not better. Like, I've been there. That's why I'm so passionate about this, because I understand the difference. When you're not in fear, you're able to create. The reason I'm here in Bali rather than England is because my mind is clearer. Like, I don't have the people sending me all this corona stuff. I'm not around it, right? Like, I'm not in a room where, like, the news is on. Okay, I love my dad to bits, but he watches a lot of news, and I don't want to be around that. Obviously I want to be around him, of course, but I don't want to, just be in that place where I'm listening to this stuff. Like, I don't want to hear it. Okay, I've assessed the situation. I've determined that you need to focus on your health and boost your immune system, right? Which is what I already do, because I'm a coach in the health space, right? That's what I do. I help my clients improve their health, optimize their health. Okay, so all of the things that people talk about with boosting your immune system, these are the things that I already do anyways, okay? Because this is the thing. It's all about identity, okay? If you are a healthy person, you don't need to boost your immune system, because that's already what you do, okay? It's natural to you. It's like you jump in the car and go to work. That's already what you do. It's just natural. It's just normal, right? So how can you make it so that you live the healthy lifestyle, you have the healthy habits in place, so you don't have to worry about getting something like corona? Because again, prepare for the worst. If you prepare for the worst, you prepare for the situation where you might get corona. And let me say on that note, I probably had corona when I was in England. I don't know, but all I know is that, you know, there was a kid in my younger brother's class and her father had corona. And then my younger brother, he had like an earache. And then his mum, because I was staying at their house, his mum had like a sore throat or something. And then I had a sore throat for about 2 days, and then it turned into a dry cough for about 3 days. And I woke up one night and I was coughing a lot and I had a bit of a temperature, and then the next day it went away. Okay, so that may have been corona. I don't know because I didn't get tested. All right, I tried to, I called the number, but of course, that's another story for another day. Like, didn't get through to anyone. Okay, so also, my grandma apparently had coronavirus, right? She apparently had it, and she was at hospital already. And they told her that she's got corona. And my dad called me and he said, hey, bad news, grandma's got corona. And I was sad for a few hours, right? And then I started coming to my senses. I started realizing, hang on a minute. So, okay, is she in isolation? Like, what's going on? And then he told me, he said, no, she's just in a room with 6 other patients. And the nurses are coming to see them like normal. I'm like, that's not isolation. But, oh no, they've all got corona, he told me. And I was like, okay, well, that doesn't actually make sense. So the next week she was discharged. So now she's at home and my auntie's staying with her every day, and my auntie doesn't have coronavirus. So if my auntie doesn't have coronavirus, that means my grandma didn't have it, but the hospital told us that our grandma had it. Doesn't make any sense. So there's a lot that doesn't add up here. Now, of course, if you've lost someone to corona, then my condolences, of course. Right? Coming from a place of empathy, like obviously we don't want people to be dying. But let's face the facts. People die every single day, all around the world, of multiple things, okay? Multiple things. The flu, people die every single year, more than 500,000 people of the flu, okay? I didn't even know that, right? Until this corona stuff happened, because the flu is just something that you get and it goes away, right? So, we have to take this with a pinch of salt, I think, okay? We don't have to be in fear just because we're being told to be fearful. That's a very key distinction, and I believe that, right? Of course, bad stuff happens every day in the world, all right? And this coronavirus, I don't believe that you should shut down entire countries for this coronavirus. That's not what I believe in. But it doesn't matter what I believe in, but I'm just sharing it because I want to let you know that if you believe that too, you're not alone. There's lots of people that believe that you don't shut entire countries down for a virus that kills only like 10% of the population. Even if that's even the numbers, you can go and search the facts, but this is not affecting most people, plain and simple. You don't shut a country down for something that's not killing 80% of the people. If it was killing 80% of people, yeah, fucking shut the country down, shut everything down. But I don't understand what's going on there. There's something bigger happening. I'm not going to get into that. Everyone's got their own theory on that. But that's another video. I'm not even going to make that video because you probably already have seen lots of videos on that. But suffice to say that if you just focus on what you can control and stop worrying about, first of all, stop watching the news, okay, and focus on what you can control. Decide to commit to being healthy. That's it. Like, if you make that decision, you're going to be fine, okay? People say, oh yeah, they were healthy and they still got it and they still died. Well, being healthy is very subjective, okay? People can look great, right? Like, I know many people in the fitness space, for example, they look great, but they're eating sugar like all the time. They're addicted to sugar, okay? Like, you don't know how healthy someone is because no one does, right? Until they get testing and all that kind of stuff, right? But you can control what you're putting in your body, okay? No processed food, well, less processed food, okay? I'm not gonna say like don't eat a cookie ever again, but cut down on that stuff, right? It's what Tarek writes. Lower the levels of inflammation in your body. If you're eating sugary stuff every single day, breakfast, lunch and dinner, like several times a day, and you're not aware of it, you're increasing the amount of inflammation. If you're cooking with vegetable oils every day, you're increasing the amount of inflammation in your body. All of these little things, right, they add up over time and they create dis-ease in the body. If you're constantly in fear, that lowers your immune system, right? Because your body is not able to fight off the infections because you're constantly stressed. All right, so this is very important stuff we're talking about. And right now, this is the perfect time to start realizing that if you don't have health protocols in place, you don't have healthy habits, this is the time to start focusing on that and get with someone who knows what they're talking about, who can help you improve your health and help you change your identity to not the person who's trying to get healthy, trying to lose a few pounds, but the person that is the healthy person, right? Like, be someone different, okay? Be the person you want to be, okay? And that's how you're going to get through this. Be positive. Focus on what you can learn during this time. Like, how can you improve yourself during this time? And these things are going to help really move you forward in life. Like, what I'm doing right now is I'm creating more, right? I'm focusing my energy on being positive, on creating, adding value, right? So this is what I'm doing, okay? And it's helping people to, basically really just focus on what they can control. I always say this because this is the key thing we need to understand. We cannot control coronavirus, okay? You can't control if you get it. I'm not scared of it, right? Like, my friends who are in the health space, we're not scared of it. I've been going to the sauna every single night, okay? And when you get a fever, your body heats up, right? So the sauna is actually great to get rid of this, right? Actually, I shouldn't say that. The sauna will help get rid of any infections in the body, okay? Not saying it will, but it can help, okay? I should say it can help. You got to be really careful with your words these days. All right, so, and at the sauna, I meet people and none of them are worried about this stuff. They all live a healthy lifestyle. Key word, they all live a healthy lifestyle. I see the same people every time when I go to the sauna. The same people. What does that mean? It means that that's part of their life. That's just what they do, right? Self-care, taking care of themselves first. Their mental health, their emotional health, their physical health. This is within our control, okay? We don't have to be sucked into the media's agenda because the media are trying to control us, right? And if you are someone who's an entrepreneur, which most of my clients are entrepreneurs, as you probably guessed, because we think differently, right? We think, how can we, add more value? How can we create? How can we provide services and products that will help people in this time? How can we help people be more positive, right? That's how entrepreneurs think. And so this is how I think. I never used to think like this. I used to work a job. I used to sell women's shoes. I used to work in the butchers, but once you get around different voices, your life starts to change. And this is all I'm saying. You got to get around different voices. You got to get around the positivity, especially in times like this. Get around people who are going to lift you up, not drag you down with all the corona bullshit. Because honestly, like, people in Bali, I'm here in Bali right now, no one's talking about this corona stuff, right? Like, people are just getting on with their life, focusing on what they can control, which is their health, the food they're putting in their body, the amount of sleep they're getting, the exercise they're doing, and the, self-care routines like breath work, saunas, and all this kind of stuff, right? So focus on your health, focus on what you can control. And if you want help with optimizing your health and you don't know where to start, you're addicted to sugar every day, you're snacking every day, you're eating so much candy, you're drinking so much soda, you're not working out because you're at home, usually you go to the gym, or maybe you don't even work out. Maybe you just can't muster up the courage to, slip on your workout shoes, your workout gear, and get a workout on. If any of these problems are you, if you've got cravings coming out, if you're craving stuff every day, you're craving sugar every day, and you can't stop it, you don't know how to, you don't have any strategies to manage your health and improve it for not just yourself, but your family as well. Maybe you're just, putting the food on the table just to feed yourself, but you're actually not putting the right food on the table that's going to improve your immune system, and you're watching the news and you're just sucked into this vortex of fear, then I can help you with this, because it's about mental, emotional, and physical optimization of your health, okay? It's not just compartmentalized. It's not just workouts. Like, most people just think it's just workouts. No, it's nutrition. It's how you're feeling emotionally. It's your relationship health, okay? Not being stressed out with your relationships. That's definitely tougher right now, but there are strategies that you can implement that can help improve the quality of your relationships, and focusing on improving that by doing certain things every single day. Okay, it doesn't take a lot of time, but you can actually improve that. All right, so if you want any help with optimizing your health, okay, go ahead and go to healthmastery.net and you can check out the website. There's a free presentation where I go into more detail on exactly how we're using my 5-step method that I call the Darko method to help people optimize their health for the rest of their life, which that includes lots of things like clearing your skin up, having more energy, improving sex drive, increasing fertility, balancing your hormones, losing the extra pounds, building muscle, right? Improving the range of motion in your joints, right? Like all that kind of stuff. So mitigating injury, all of the things that health encompasses, we help with, okay? And if you want information on that, go to healthmastery.net. My name is Aaron. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was very informative. I enjoyed making it for you. And if you watched it to the end, you're my kind of people. Respect. All right, talk to you soon. Bye for now.